So if you took a break from WoW with 9.1.5 out, you might be asking yourself, is now a good time to come back to WoW? Hey everyone, I'm Kathon, and in this video, I'm going to be going over some of the more impactful changes and give you my rationale as to why 9.1.5 may or may not be worth coming back for you. Now the biggest changes are that once you hit Renown 80, you can switch covenants without any restriction, and Conduit Energy is just gone. So just to touch on Shadowlands game design for a minute, I think when the developers first introduced all these systems, they were hoping it would discourage min-maxing and that instead people would just go with whatever sounded cool. But I actually think it ended up encouraging the opposite, because with your Covenant, your Legendary, and Conduit Energy, they really lock you into a certain type of content, so rating versus Mythic Plus for example. And because of that, you want to make the right or the best choice. If you chose wrong, you do have the option to just stick with it and just have a lower performance, or you could switch with all that time and anima you spent in the old Covenant being a sunk cost, and you have to play in a kind of a weakened state until you catch up in the new Covenant. As a player, you want to be doing things optimally, so these changes do give you the flexibility to try something new without setting you so far back power-wise. There's also an item you can buy to jump to Renown 40 when you switch, and you can get Soul Ash and Soul Cinders much faster. There isn't a cap anymore, so overall, the changes in 9.1.5 just make that a lot less of a slog. In terms of content, when Legion Timewalking comes out on December 7th, it'll last for 2 weeks instead of 1, and you can do the Mage Tower and Legion Mythic Plus. Now with the Mage Tower, some of those sets look awesome. I mean, a warrior, so I'll definitely be doing that. The Mythic Plus, I'm not so sure how much, just because I feel not a lot of people are gonna remember the mechanics super well, myself included, so I might not do it that much just because there's probably going to be a lot of wiping involved. I do hope they keep it longer than 2 weeks or bring it back more often, just because 9.2 is a long ways away whenever it does come out. So the Legion stuff isn't right when 9.1.5 comes out, but once it is out, you could always come back at that time. There's a bunch of cosmetic changes coming for allied races, in particular the more natural hair colors for the Void Elves and more narrow eyes for the Nightborn. I always thought it was weird that players wanted High Elves and Nightborn that look like their in-game counterparts, but instead Blizzard gave us these weird off-brand versions. So if all you ever wanted in WoW was to play an actual High Elf looking High Elf or a Nightborn, now you'll be able to do that. There's a bunch of changes coming for alts. That item you can use to jump to Renown 40, you can send that to an alt as well. The Torghast intro is skippable. Threads of Fate is much shorter. You can also do Torghast as Threads of Fate. I know people don't like Torghast, but I actually like it because it mixes up the gameplay. When I level an alt, sometimes just the questing gets a little stale for me after a while. With Korthian armaments, you can buy specific slots, so nothing crazy in this category, but a bunch of nice quality of life improvements to sort of freshen up and speed up that leveling process. Now, I've been giving points so far as to why you should come back for 9.1.5. For the type of player where it wouldn't be worth it, let's say you've kind of hit your rating or Mythic Plus goals, maybe you've hit AOTC, so you're done with rating, and also you're already in your optimal Covenant and you've got your Legendary, and let's say you're also not interested in the Legion Timewalking or the alt stuff or the cosmetic changes. I really couldn't give you a good reason to come back, just because it would still basically be the same game. I do get this is a 0.5 patch, so it's not like there was going to be a ton of content anyway. I do hope for the players that do benefit from these changes that they come back and resub, the player base grows, because that's always helpful for the game. Now there's a lot of stuff in the patch that I didn't cover, so if there is something that you're coming back for that I didn't mention, please let me know in the comments. Or if you're not coming back, what feature would it take that would make that happen? If you enjoyed this video, please leave it a like and hit subscribe. My name is Kathon. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day. Take care.